Up now is Illinois head coach Bruce Weber. Weber enters his 9th year at the helm of the Fighting Illini program and welcomes back 8 letter winners from last year's team, which advanced to the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament. Coach, if you'd like to go ahead with an opening statement, then we'll open up the floor for questions.
Well, I think we are a new team and a lot of new people. We have 7, although we have 8 letter winners back, we have 7 new guys, 6 freshmen, and then 1. We took advantage of that graduate rule with 1 transfer. Sammy Maniscalco from Bradley gave us some experience as a 5th-year point guard. But when you look at that, you can look at it 2 ways. You know, a lot of worries, what's going to happen, or excitement, and that's what I'm looking at. It. We have good athletes coming in, some kids that are very competitive. They've made practice competitive. And I'm excited about it, in a little different mindset, how we're going to play, a lot more aggressive, get after people. We had the good fortune of going to Italy this summer, so we had 10 days of practice and also 5 games over there, and great jump start for our kids to figure it out, to kind of also for our staff to get a little different culture with our kids as far as the intensity level that we'll play at. So I'm excited, and I think we have a lot of unknowns, but I think in some ways it's a good thing where we can take advantage of coming out of the being the dark horse, and I think our kids are looking forward to the season.
Thanks, Coach. We'll open up the floor for questions. Front left.
Hi, Coach. With such a young team, can you talk about who you're going to look for leadership?
Well, our young guys are going to have to play and give us something, but there's no doubt the returning letter winners have to step up, and they got to be our consistency. We have some very talented kids. A DJ Richardson, who was freshman of the year a couple of years ago, didn't have a great year last year. He has been, our leader. He's a great recruiter, one of our best recruiters when kids come on campus. Very sociable. The kids like him. Your Brandon Pauls and Myers Leonard, they have to really step up. They have all the ability, all the talent. And there's, leaders can be guys that get everybody together and they enjoy each other, but you also have to have that leader on the court that gives you the intangible, that makes the play, the loose ball, the rebound, all that stuff. And that's what, I hope it becomes a Brandon Paul, a Myers Leonard, maybe a Sammy Maniscalco. Those are the guys that, have to step up for us.
Left.
Maybe 2 questions here, Bruce. Can you talk about what Maniscalco means in terms of bringing some experience and leadership to your team? And can you talk about the growth of Myers Leonard?
Yeah, with Sammy, just a good fortune to have. We didn't have any seniors. We didn't have experience at the point guard. And then, he came along last spring when Coach Les was let go at Bradley. He wanted to make a move. It was a perfect scenario for us. He still has to get healthy, and the ankle still is in progress. He had 2 surgeries last year, but he has a good feel at a game. He's crafty. He's a very good 3-point shooter. He can spread defenses, and I really think more than anything, he's a good person. I think in the future he may want to be a coach, and he can really help our young kids. So all those things are going to add up to being very valuable characteristics for us. As far as Myers go, he can be as talented, as physically gifted as anybody in the country. There's things he does as a 7'1" guy, the way he runs, his footwork, his skills, his jumping ability. He has to continue to mature, develop the toughness, the physicality. This summer, he had a good summer. He made the USA under 19. He's still a young kid. You can just by the age group that he was in, you know that. I think that gave him a good shot of confidence. And he's starting to understand that you got to come every day and be consistent. And if he can get that, he's as good as anybody in the country. We've given him a goal of 10-10 and 10 points, 10 rebounds. If he can do that, he's going to have a great year, and I think we'll be very competitive.
Along the center aisle.
Can you talk a little bit about the freshmen and who you think is really going to make a difference right from the start?
Well, we need help at the point guard, so we're hoping Tracy Abrams will step up. He's had a few little injuries since we got back from the summer trip, and he's been slowed by it. But a tough bulldog. Sammy Maniscalco is more of a cerebral point guard. Tracy's a guy that's going to be physical, get after you, take the ball to you. We got to get a little bit of him understanding that you can't go all the time. There's big people in the lane. You could do that in high school. So if he's got to help us, there's no doubt, and I think he will, just because he plays so hard. We need help at the power forward. Mike Shaw from Chicago de La Salle, has done a nice job of doing all the little things, the rebounding, being physical, defending, taking charges. And if he can, the thing we've emphasized is with all of them, just find a niche, do the things you can do, and we can use that. Nana Igloo might be the furthest along, and he's a big kid from Chicago, St. Ignatius. And it's just an amazing story. Really didn't play organized basketball till high school. And 4 years later, he's the MVP of our state high school all-star game. Just plays so hard, runs the court, very dedicated, puts a lot of time into it, wants to be good, loves it. And, he pushes Myers every day in practice, with his intensity. So, I think they all can give us a little something, but right now those three guys look like they maybe separated themselves a little bit.
Time for two more questions up here.
How are Devin's spirits after breaking his finger? Have you talked to him today?
Well, yeah, I talked to him last night. He broke his finger in practice. Devin Langford's our freshman from Huntsville, Alabama, a very versatile kid, 6'6", 6'7", can maybe the best instincts of anyone on our team, passing, the feel of the game. And he didn't get to play this summer. He hurt his thigh, had a deep thigh bruise, and then came back and was just starting to get involved, and now he broke his finger, had to have surgery yesterday, and he's probably going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to put him behind quite a bit. But, he's a good, what can you say? It is what it is, and, he's not, I'm sure he's not happy about it, but, we just talked about using his advantage, get in the weight room, do some things that are going to help you down the road. So we'll just have to wait and see how fast he comes back, if we can get him back involved.
Final question on the left.
Bruce, Doc Sadler talked about adapting to this league. One of the challenges is you run into Northwestern style and then you run into Iowa style. You brought kind of an established Big Ten style to Illinois. Can you talk about the challenges of different styles in this league and how different that might be compared to other leagues?
I think possessions mean something. I think that's the biggest thing that, I think we have great coaches. I had the good fortune when I was an assistant, to be involved in the league when, Hall of Famers, Coach Knight, Coach Heathcote, Coach Henson, Coach Katie, you had a pretty good run, and I think you have that again, with, from Tom to Bo to Tubby to Thad, even Matt as a young coach, and Bill brings you can go down the list. So, every game you have to be prepared, and possessions mean something, turnovers mean something, fouls, they don't foul, good solid defenses, and it's a different style. And with Nebraska coming in, I think Doc, I know his background. He came through Coach Sutton. He was at Arkansas, same, as Coach Katie was. He brings that tough, hard-nosed style to the table. And, I think our league sometimes gets a bad image that, we're not running gun. But at the same time, I think it's good, solid basketball, and you have to be prepared for that. And on a daily basis, every game, you have to, raise your level of coaching to compete with them.
Thank you, Coach.